when they make a movie about you, that's gonna look awesome.
Yeah, I guess you could throw some dialogue in there and make it a cool movie, huh?
Mm. So how is your training right now looking? How many days a week do you work out? For how long? What it's kind of combined of? More general training stuff, more specific table time. Just let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So, training is something I feel like I'm doing all the time. Just maybe it's just because I'm always thinking it. But I've been training. I do about 5 days in the gym and one hard practice day. Well, one hard practice day, and then I'll do like a midweek light practice. It's more like drilling, not really hard arm wrestling, but kind of working position, speed, more so a mental thing. And the gym days it's changing now that it's more towards match time. It's more speed, crisp reps, explosivity, incorporating the core within head to toe body movements. I try to get into stuff like that more so as match comes on, because I feel like what that does is some people will strength train all the way up and say, well, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting stronger. And that's not bad. But for me, I get banged up a lot when I'm training with heavy weights, especially when our practices on Sundays are pretty brutal. So I call that the beatdown phase. And I'll do that up until about, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks match time. And then I kind of convert that into that, hey, we just built all the power. Now let's build the drivetrain and make it efficient to where it's going to transmit where I want it to. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Not too heavy of weights, moderate. Some things are a little on the heavy side, but a lot of bands, a lot of chains, a lot of directional movements through the core, from the hips to the shoulder. Um, I'm kind of a workout junkie, and I've always been. So that aspect of arm wrestling is very interesting to me, and I'm always expanding my mind and trying to train in a way that makes me the best version of me come game day. Everybody does. A lot of people, everybody does the same thing. Everybody trains hard. Everybody does, a lot of pronation, and who can do the most back pressure, and who can wrist curl the most, and who can, that kind of stuff. Is only going to get you so far. You got to train like an athlete. You look at every professional sport out there, at least in the USA, football, basketball, baseball, even, hockey. Those guys don't go in the gym and train to, mimic what they're doing in their sport. Football players don't squat because they're squatting on the field. They don't bench because they're benching on the field, whatever. They are training to be athletes, and then they go to practice and put it all together. And I feel like arm wrestling is the same way. You gotta train to be a strength athlete with respect to what your sport is doing, and then go to practice and make it all happen and put it together. And that's where I'm at right now in the end phase.
That's like I can feel that you have experience as a pro athlete pretty much on those 4 years in college. So you had put all that sport into this sport. And what I call your style of training is efficiency training. It's not about if I'm strongest, but if I'm being the most efficient on what I'm doing. Because, am I right? That's what you plan to do.
Absolutely. Strength is a big part of our sport.
Of course.
You have to train to get strong in certain phases, but strength is not everything. And you can be as big and as strong as you want to, but if it's not connecting and your drivetrain isn't involved, and you can't be in tune with the other aspect as well, speed is just as big in our sport as strength is. I think so. I mean, look at how many guys that are so fast off the go, and you don't even get to engage your strength because they're just beating you to the punch, and they're explosive. It's important.